All right, time to use this thing that I've been using on the ceilings for the lights to see if we can drill a hole through the Advantech under the shower here in the front bathroom. Oh yay, gotta move some good stuff here. Let's see if we can get this out of the way. I think we have a hole here and here. This is where I thought it was gonna end up, but it's actually gonna end up right here. So we'll drill in there. I can't record it at the same time, so we'll do it, see if I get it done, and then show you. All right, there it is. You got the part out of there. It ended up being a little bit farther on this side than where it was supposed to have been, but it's all right. As long as I can get the drain on there, we'll be good to go, I think. Yep, and there we did. We just went in there, just got it hand tightened here just to see if it works, and looks like there's plenty enough room to get a tool in there to tighten it up when need be. Get the plumbing in there, but now I'm gonna just get some mortar in there, a little mortar base to tighten it up on the bottom. Alrighty. All right, here we are the next day, and it's almost dry. You can still see it's a little wet down there, but anyway, just wanted to only have, I'm able to feel it when I put my hand down here. I can feel the, about right there is where I can feel the mortar, so it made it out there, so almost half. So I just wanted to test to see if it made a difference. And when I step on this side, it's so tight, and then you can kind of hear the difference. Maybe not on the camera, but anyway, I can feel it kind of flex a little bit on this side, and it's stiff on this one. So yeah, that makes a big difference. So I'll go underneath there and throw some up from underneath in the gap there, because I can't reach it obviously from this side. So we'll go do that. All right, just sidetracked here a little bit from the shower. This is just next to the shower, the vent piping that goes up for, and the drainage for the bathroom sink there. So we just wanted to get this taken care of because it's all part of the same pipe from the shower drain and whatnot. So this was off just a little bit compared to the original one, so I have to do these weird angles, and so just cutting lots of things and lots of different angles, and we made it work, so all is good there. And then we got this little pipe. This one goes from the drain of the shower and then goes into the main water drain, but then part of it goes over for the vent pipe that goes up behind the shower, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And we'll roll out some plumber's putty here to secure the shower drain, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But long time no see, good to see y'all, and we'll explain what's going on. All right, there is the thing coming through, and then what you want to do here is you put the rubber gasket up there first, and then the paper one, which is a friction gasket. So we'll set those on here first. So we'll put the friction gasket there, and then let's get this cleaned off, and then the rubber gasket. Put them on up there. See if I can do this with one hand. Nope, we'll do that off camera. So I got it up there, and I've just been twisting with my hand because I don't have the proper tool, but I'll just do it with both hands here in a second. Hopefully the top one is not spinning along with it, which I doubt it is, with all that putty in there. Hopefully it's just squeezing it out. And we'll do the best I can. I do have some channel locks. We'll see if I can get them to go expand wide enough or not. And get as best we can. We'll go up there and check it out. All right, I think I put enough plumber's putty in there or not. Yeah, I guess you can never have too much. Too much is better than too little. So I think we got it squeezed out good enough. So we'll clean that up, and then there's a little tool where you can tighten it from the top end. We'll see if that works any, and then we'll pop the cap on there and get the plumbing worked on the bottom. All right, so it was just dark and I did a few solders at night. And so here's the morning showing you what I did. So just have the shower valve here and put this, or welded this up first and then sank it in there. I didn't want to do the sweating in with this pipe dope on it. So anyway, we got that in there, and then I soldered that end, made this little bracket, screwed it on there, and then put the shower head valve on there. I'll show you in a second. And soldered these up and then put them on. And then I just have a layout here. These are not sweated in yet, so we'll take this off because I just had to turn the water off so I can take the caps off there, and hopefully water won't shoot out of there. And then we'll get this all soldered in. And then we did a little rough in of, you know, the shower valves here. I still have to get handles. It took me forever to find these because this is an old style and the diameter is different than most of the new ones. So yeah, it took me forever just to find these. Craziness. And I couldn't find them in the, you know, what do you call this? You know what I'm saying? Polished or non-polished or whatever. And I got this shower head at the Habitat store a long time ago for, I don't know, 45 bucks or something. It's not the most modern. I think it was maybe the early 2000s era style, but still it's cool. It has the, you know, the rain shower head, and then you have your own, another one where you can wand it around, and it's all solid steel or brass or whatever these are made out of, instead of, you know, the cheap plastic ones you get off Amazon or whatever. So not as modern day looking, but at least it's high quality. So hopefully that'll be well. And we got this ready to install. It's going to be a big gap here. I'm going to have to build something here to finish the gap, but the price was right, so can't complain about that. So anyway, we're getting farther along, so let's solder these up so we can get some water in here, and then someday we'll get my hot water heater powered up and be able to take a hot shower in here instead of outside. Let's go. All right, so it's been a while since you all seen me sweat in some copper, but time to do that. But first we had to take the end caps off here, and on the right side it's the cold water, so no water came out because I had the, you know, the main valve turned off, and then the spigots on the outside out open, so it drained. But on that left side, after I took that cap off, water started rushing out because you have a little bit left from where the hot water heater is and the pipe that goes down. So there's all that much and that much pressure, so it shot all that water in there. So that was startling to say the least. But anyway, we got these all situated in there, roughed in, and then sweated in. I just tried the best I could to make it all line up, and I think it did an all right job. And then we used our friend, the old license plate here against the shower to make sure we don't burn that thing down. So anyway, we'll describe what's going on here in a second, so stay tuned. All right, I just went and turned on the water, and wasn't sure if I was going to see leaks when I came here, but I'm not seeing anything, at least nothing major. We'll feel around, we'll clean this up. I always put way too much solder in these things. I'm paranoid, but yeah, which I know that putting too much solder in is like worse than just putting the right amount, obviously. Can't say it's worse than putting in too little, but maybe it is, I don't know. But yeah, I'll clean these up, but I don't see any dripping. I don't see this coming out, and I will move some stuff, and we'll get some water on here. Even though I don't have handles, I'll use a vice grip and open those up a little bit to see if we get some water coming out here, which we should. All right, let's see if I can do this at the same time. There's some water coming in my shower. I can almost take a shower in here. Yippee skippy. Too bad, so sad. We got a leak. But thankfully it's not one of the welds or sweat ends, but looks like it's just right there where the thing gets screwed in. I thought the pipe dope would be good, but I guess it's not. So I'll put some Teflon tape on there or swap it out for a different one, see if that stops it. But I think everything else is good. We'll see here in a minute. All right, I swapped that one out, put some Teflon tape on it, and I'm not seeing the drippy drip from here now, so that's good. Yeah, this thing does put a lot of weight on that, so hopefully it'll be all right. And I did rebuild these, but this one's leaking when I shut it off, so hopefully the innards aren't corroded. Maybe I just put a bad little stop gasket on there. So we'll turn the water off, take this out, replace that gasket, see if that fixes that, but I might have to buy a new valve here, which hopefully won't be hard to find, but anyway, we're getting closer. Yeah, so that's what we get when we tighten this thing down to turn it off, so something ain't right there. All right, it's been a while, got lots of stuff in here. We're gonna work on these real quick because I thought I bought these and then I couldn't find them, so I thought maybe I returned them. But I found them in a box the other day, so we're going to put these on. And man, it was hard to find something that fit here because this is kind of old school, the original valves that came with this house. So they're made in the 80s. And so just to get this little cover here that screws onto the valves, it was hard to find those in the correct threading. So we found them, and these are kind of universal replacements, Everbuilt's, if you want to see the model numbers right there. They're pretty cool, and they come with like a million different, options, and if nothing works, then you have this one that just kind of goes over it, and then you can screw it down. But I was able to find one in this pack that actually worked, and you just have a generic symbol on here, but you can go with hot or cold. And then back in here is where all these little doohickeys are. So we'll break that out and separate these. And so first of all, we'll put that on here. Let's break this out here, find the correct one. So it's like this little knob here. Most of them are too small for it, but there was one in here that fits over, but it's pretty tight fit, but it works. I think that's the one. I'm pretty sure. I'll check the others. Hold on. But I think it's it. Yeah, it was the only one that fit, and I had to manipulate it to get it on there. And then you just put this over it. The seat's back here. Put the knob on it. And then put the screw in there. There it is, nice and tight. So when we get the hot water heater hooked up and turned on, then we can figure out which one's a cold knot, because I can't remember. We'll work on that later. All right, been a little while. We got soaps in here because I've been using the shower finally. And yeah, we got the hot water heater hooked up. And so we got hot water. This little pull switch here allows it to just go to the wand or to the rain shower. And yeah, so hot water's good, cold water's good. Just takes a while to get here because the hot water heater's on the other side of the house. But we got that all hooked up. I still have to put a little cap right here. And I haven't finished this up because we have the vent pipe that goes up to the ceiling here. And I'm just super scared of putting a hole in my roof. So we haven't done it yet. It's just capped off. So that's why there's just vapor barrier here and not finished. Put the vapor barrier up so when I can actually shower in here and not worry about getting mold growth up in the ceiling. But we're going to stop here because I do have the shower door hooked up, but I'm going to make a separate video on this because when I was searching to see how to install this shower door, it didn't come up, no videos. So I'll make one dedicated just for this. It'll be a little more involved. So if somebody has this door and they want to see how to install it, they don't have to worry about watching everything else that y'all just watched. So stay tuned for that, and we'll get it up pretty soon. All right, y'all, take care, and we'll see you soon.